You should have time on your calendar every single day, every single week to just sit and pontificate as a CEO, to breathe, to rest and reflect during your workday. If every single second of your day is filled up with priorities, this is a problem and you need better boundaries. You're listening to the Move to Millions podcast with Dr. Darnyelle Jervey Harmon, the place to be for high-level conversations about all things millions. Your mission, mindset, methodologies, mandate, movement, messaging, marketing, metrics, and most definitely your money. I am your host, spiritual business growth coach, Dr. Darnyelle J. Harmon. Join me each week for inspiring stories, powerful interviews, and business growth strategy to help you experience abundance in your life because of your business. If you're ready to move to your next level everything, let's get this party started. Welcome back to the Move to Millions podcast. I am your host, Dr. Darnyelle, God Girl, spiritual business growth strategist, award-winning 8-figure CEO of Incredible One Enterprises, and the best-selling author of Move to Millions, the proven framework to become a $1 million CEO with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. And I am so excited that you are here with me today. If you desire to learn how to set and enforce boundaries that will protect your peace, your energy, your time, and your focus, while also enabling you to scale and sustain your business to and beyond 7 figures without burnout, then this episode is for you. This episode is powered by Move to Millions Live. If you are a 7-figure CEO in the making and you desire a safe, significant, and aligned space to expand your capacity while radically dismantling the blocks and beliefs that threaten to derail your 7-figure future, then I invite you to go learn more and grab your ticket at movetomillionsevent.com. Listen, this event is the only event you need to position yourself to prepare, plan, and be ready for 7 figures. We are going to serve you, the whole CEO, and give you an experience like you have never experienced that will round out your ability to see what is possible for you at the next level. This year, our theme is bigger, and I am so excited for what God has in store for you. Go grab your ticket now at movetomillionsevent.com. So, question. How often do you find yourself saying yes to things that drain you, leaving you no room for what it is that is most important for you because you feel like you have to do it? That's right. Listen, boundaries are not walls. They are actually bridges to the life and business that you really crave. I believe in building a business with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. I mean, I wrote the book on it. And I believe that you deserve to have access to a business that does not require you to burn out before you can cash out. And the way that you will do that is through executing. Well, first, you're going to have to develop some. So developing and then executing on your boundaries. Today, I'm going to teach you how to set boundaries that protect your energy and create space for boundless growth so you can become the 7-figure CEO that you know you were born to become. So let's start by just talking about why boundaries are essential as the CEO of your own business. I mean, let's just keep it real. And this is regardless of the size of your team. I know we have people listening to the show or watching us at every stage of development. On our Move to Millions continuum, we've got the momentum people who are just at 6 figures, the mastery people who are doing 6 figures in a quarter, the millions people who are doing 6 figures in a month, the majesty people who are doing 6 figures in a week. And then we've got the monumental people who could do 6 figures in a day, right? We've got this whole continuum of where you could be and how long it takes you to collapse the amount of time it takes to make your next $100,000. And at every single one of those levels, you are the CEO of your own company, your own brand, your own business. And as the CEO, just by the nature of being the CEO, know that E doesn't mean everything. It stands for executive, but you will be pulled into every direction because you are the CEO. And at the end of the day, it's your business. It's your baby. If something goes right or if something needs to be checked, poked, or prodded, guess who's going to want to do it? You, because you're the CEO. That is why you need boundaries. Boundaries are going to give you an opportunity to protect your peace. And I tend to believe that boundaries also give you job security, right? Here's what I mean. If you get everything done that you need to do in your business in a day, then there's nothing left over. But if there's still work yet to do, then that means that there are still opportunities and people to serve and problems to solve, which means that your business gets to live another day, another year, another decade. Listen, there is so much opportunity when you understand the significance of boundaries and how to erect them inside of your business. Poor boundaries are going to create overwhelm, burnout, and stagnation. And I want you to challenge this belief that you have to people please and to say yes every time you're presented with an opportunity. You should be able to determine if it's an opportunity for you, because no is a complete sentence, and everything is not everything that you should be trying to do in this season, right? Some things have a time and a place. And if you are in alignment with where you are right now and what's most important in your vision, you'll be able to make decisions based on what you know should be happening. Real example, case in point. As a company, we do our team retreat in August of the previous year. So in August of 2024, we created the plan and strategy for 2025. In the fourth quarter, we started to work through the elements and the assets we would need to have in place in order to be better ready to launch the plan in January of 2025. Well, when we get to January of 2025, I decide to call an audible. If you know anything about football, that's where they call a different play, I think. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I decided, or it was decided based on my energy, what I was feeling, and what I was sensing, that some things need to adjust. And as a result of it, we are canceling our plans for one of the months in the first quarter. I needed to erect a boundary because the first month of the new year, I spent more than 2 weeks. I spent the first 20 days out of the office. There's only 31 days in January. I need some time to really regroup, especially because also as a company, we lost a key team member in the fourth quarter. We had to release someone from our team. And as a result of that, we're doing a little bit of juggling to kind of restabilize ourselves. So I had to call an audible on the growth goals in order to establish a stabilization goal. Having boundaries for myself, having the need and the understanding for the significance of those boundaries is what allows me to make this call and to do it in confidence without fear that because I made this call, we might not hit our revenue goal. We'll have plenty of time to stay on track for the goals that we endeavor to hit, and we will hit them so much more succinctly because we are establishing boundaries and we make sure that we're ready for the growth that we want to bring in. If you love the Move to Millions podcast and the Move to Millions book is blowing your mind, then you have got to join us for Move to Millions Live. All the details are waiting for you to secure your seat at movetomillionsevent.com. My best-selling book, Move to Millions, The Proven Framework to Become a $1 Million CEO with Grace and Ease Instead of Hustle and Grind, is now available on Audible. That's right. You can listen to nugget after nugget, strategy after strategy, and chapter after chapter designed to help you to position your business for 7 figures with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. Go to Audible today to get your Audible copy of Move to Millions. So every time you find yourself saying yes to something that is misaligned, you are saying no to what truly matters. So I want you to keep that in mind. And I recognize that what we were going to do in February felt misaligned, so we're not doing it anymore. I said no to that so that I could create space and capacity for what I should be saying yes to as a part of the revision and the audible of 2025 in our business. Boundaries are going to protect your energy for high leverage activities. Without boundaries, your time and your energy are going to be consumed by low priority tasks, leaving little room for the strategic thinking, the creativity, the innovation, and the decision-making that's required to continue going to the next level. Boundaries will help you to focus on the activities that will truly move the needle in your business, as opposed to constantly feeling like you're playing catch up. When you say no to unnecessary meetings or micromanaging, you are creating space to work on your 7-figure strategies instead of those $10 or $20 tasks. Can I get an amen on that? Now, I want you to ask yourself, does this task or opportunity align with my long-term goals, or is it just a distraction? And if it is the latter, then I want you to erect a boundary. Tell yourself no, tell the individual, the person, the project no, and keep moving on to those tasks that are aligned with you and that are going to get you closer to where you want to be. Boundaries also prevent burnout and preserve your clarity and your creativity. Growth requires that you operate at your best at all times, and overcommitting actually leads you to exhaustion, poor decision making, and poor business management. And it's also going to cap your innovation and creativity. Boundaries will actually give you the time to rest and recharge, allowing you to approach any challenges that pop up with clarity and creativity. When you set boundaries around your work hours or delegating tasks, you actually protect your mental and physical energy that you need in order to effectively move your business forward. I want you to schedule downtime. I believe that you need to schedule as much downtime as you schedule meetings on your calendar. That is why we improved on the Move to Millions method and went from 5 pillars to 7 so that we could create self-care as its own pillar, because rest is a business growth strategy. I believe that when you schedule this downtime, you actually are fueling your productivity. In 2024, I got an Aura ring. For those of you who will be watching the video version of this episode, you'll see my Aura ring. I'm putting it into the camera. I love this ring because it actually tracks my readiness. It tracks my sleep patterns. It tracks my resilience. It tracks my energy. It tracks my heart rate. It tells me when my body is struggling to recover from activity, and it tells me when I need to take it easy. Now, maybe you don't need something like this, but your girl sure does, because I love what I do, and often what I do doesn't feel like work. Does anybody else resonate with that? Sometimes I do too much. I am team too much. And this Aura ring is just one of the tools, one of the boundaries that I've erected to help me to make sure that I am balancing my energy, my self-care, and my recovery so that I can stay the creative force behind everything that it is that we do here at Incredible One Enterprises. Boundaries aren't about saying no to growth. Boundaries are really about saying yes to the right growth opportunities. When you protect your time, when you protect your energy, and when you focus, you are going to unlock the capacity that will allow you to expand your business to 7 figures and beyond. And that is ultimately what we desire for you. I mean, that's why you listen to the show every single week. The second thing that I want you to understand are some of the steps that you can take in order to set up CEO level boundaries. Because it's important to keep in mind that there will be boundaries, there should be boundaries at every level in your organization. Your team members should have boundaries. Your operations team should have boundaries. Your marketing and sales team should have boundaries. Your financial management team should have boundaries. Your talent team should have boundaries. You need to have boundaries established for how you work with your clients. You shouldn't be available to them 24/7. If you put processes in place and they try to go around the process, erect a boundary and tell them, no, you're not going to do that thing because it offsets and dismantles the process that you set up to serve and support them. I literally had this happen recently. We have a Facebook group for the majority of our programs. It gives our clients a place to galvanize, get feedback from their peers, and ask questions in between our calls to support them. Well, I noticed recently when I logged into the Facebook group that someone put a post on something they wanted to give feedback on from our team. Well, one of our boundaries and a process that we have is that we have a critique process. Our clients in our mastermind can submit anything that they would like for our team to take a look at it and review it within our process. They have to submit it on Sunday for them to get the feedback by Wednesday, end of day. So when I saw this client post something she wanted feedback on from me in the group, I sent her a private message to tell her why I wasn't giving her feedback in the group, because we've created a process for that. If I would give her feedback on that post, you know what I'm doing? I'm inviting every other client to defy the process that we've set up, the boundary that we've put in place, to just get what they want when they want it. And I want to serve my clients. So it doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy to have to send that message, but I establish boundaries because I want to operate in a way that creates value for every single person, including me and my team. And so that's just an example, real life, of why you want to make sure you set boundaries at every level so that you have them in place and you can steward and protect your peace. So, number one, you want to clarify your priorities. You want to identify your top values and your top goals and what is most urgent and most important that has to be done now, that takes the least amount of effort, but is also going to produce the maximum amount of result and output. That is always how I start my decision making matrix. And so, as an actionable tip for you, I want you to make a list of non negotiables in your business and in your personal life that you want to establish some boundaries behind. Number two, when you say no, do so with your chest. Say it with confidence. I want you to decline opportunities and requests that don't align with your priorities in this season. It might not be a no forever, it might just be a no right now. And that is perfectly okay. If it's something that the party needs to get done, guess what? They'll find someone else to do it. You won't miss out when you stay in alignment to your goals and your values and you don't overfill your calendar. There's a whole thing called CEO white space. You should have time on your calendar every single day, every single week to just sit and pontificate as a CEO, to breathe, to rest and reflect during your workday. If every single second of your day is filled up with priorities, this is a problem and you need better boundaries. So instead of saying, I can't, say, I choose to focus on this right now. And then you can tell them when this could be something that you could add to your plate if they want to wait. And if they don't, give them permission to go and find somebody else to support them with that. And number three, you have to protect your time. Remember, your time is one of the things that none of us can ever get back. You're not going to be able to create more than 24 hours in a day. Now, you can buy back your time, and we do that by hiring teams so that we reduce the amount of low tasks that need to be done, and we allow someone else, meaning if you were doing $20 tasks, you might hire someone to do a $20 or $200 task so that you are free to do a $2,000 or $20,000 task, right? That is protecting your time. I want to encourage you to make sure you set work hours. Now, I'm not saying your workday has to be 9 to 5. If you work in pockets, if you love to get up in the morning and get into your office by 10 a.m. like I do, and if you love to work from 10 until 2, and then you take a couple hour break, and then you work from 4 until 6, rock on. It's your world. You do whatever works for you and your creativity and set boundaries around it and set your calendar up to support you in that. So if you know that from 2 to 4, you are off every day, don't let anything get scheduled during that time. Don't schedule any meetings during that time. Don't have open and available opportunities for people to get on your calendar during that time. Work within the pockets that work for you and serve you. I want you to block deep focus time. Time blocking is a whole vibe, and it is a way to make sure you get the things done that you need to get done. And I want you to limit distractions. I don't know about you, but I am a 9 quick start. If you are familiar with Kolbe A, Kolbe A is one of the only assessments on the market that really tracks your co-native abilities, your instinctual abilities, how you were born, how you are wired. And I am a wired visionary. That means I am easily distracted and I live for a bright, shiny object. Anything can get me off task. So I've got to time block, and I've got to give myself the respect to honor the blocks. But I also know that if I'm trying to do anything for too long, I am liable to get off track. And so I will set 90-minute to 2-hour blocks and get things done. And then I will do nothing or play a game for 30 minutes because I know me, I know how I work, I know how my boundaries work. So when you do that, you're actually going to set yourself up for more success. So you want to use a calendar or calendar app, color code, and create buffer zones of when you are working, and also prevent your team and anybody from overbooking. If you have an executive assistant or someone who helps manage your calendar, make sure that they know your days. If you theme your days of what you're doing, make sure that they know and make sure they protect the boundaries that you put in place to be able to help you to move your business forward. Now, when you set boundaries, really magical things can happen inside of your business and inside of your life. They create more time, they give you more energy, and they give you the ability to focus on the things that are really going to move the needle inside of your life and in your business. When you set boundaries, you also inspire your team and your clients to do the same thing, which creates a healthy culture and an amazing community for people to all support what they help to create. In addition to that, having strong Boundaries models leadership for your entire team. When you set and enforce your boundaries, you're giving your team permission to do the same. You're creating a healthier and more productive work environment and culture. And it shows them that prioritizing their time and well-being is not just acceptable, it is essential to everything. Team members become more focused, they are less stressed, they are better at managing their workloads, which leads to fewer mistakes, greater creativity, and higher overall performance. When you stop answering emails at 11 o'clock at night, as an example, your team starts to see rest as a priority, and they'll be empowered to unplug the same. I make it my business. If I am still in my office at 6 o'clock because I've decided this day I'm going to work from 5 to 7, right? Because I took some time off in the middle of the day, I do not respond to emails at 6:30. I schedule them to go out the next day during work hours because I do not want to give my team the impression that they should be working outside of those hours, or if they send me things outside of that time, that I will be available to respond. I do the same thing with clients. So when you set clear boundaries during onboarding, whether we're talking about team or clients, like outlining your response times and your project scopes, you are actually going to attract clients who respect your time and value your boundaries and the structure that you put in place inside of your business. Boundaries also reduce decision fatigue. When you have clear boundaries, you don't waste time deciding what you're going to say yes and no to. It's already predetermined based on your priorities that you actually have. This is going to free up mental space for strategic thinking and creative problem solving. You get to make your decisions much faster. You get to avoid overcommitting, and you get to maintain your focus on your long-term vision, which will accelerate your growth and minimize your stress. By setting non-negotiables, like limiting your calendar to 3 meetings per day, you eliminate the need to constantly negotiate your schedule, and you get to protect your energy for the strategic tasks that you need to perform on a daily basis. Strong boundaries not only protect your energy, they really set the tone for how other people interact with you, which elevates the quality of your work and your relationships with them, and it creates an environment where everybody gets to thrive. If you love the Move to Millions podcast and the Move to Millions book is blowing your mind, then you have got to join us for Move to Millions Live. All the details are waiting for you to secure your seat at movetomillionsevent.com. If you've got Move to Millions, the book, you need Move to Millions, the planner. It's the perfect companion as you plan, prepare, and position to profit to and beyond the $1 million mark. Grab your planner today at movetomillionsplanner.com. Boundaries help you to attract high-value clients. When you communicate your boundaries with confidence and with clarity in how you operate, that will naturally bring clients to you who want to respect your process and put the same thing in place for them, while also paying a premium for your services. You'll spend less time dealing with clients who drain your energy and more time serving aligned, high-value clients who appreciate your work and the results that you help them to get. Setting those boundaries during onboarding, I talked about this a little bit ago, is going to help them to respect your time and your energy and your process for how you work every single day, which is going to be really, really important. Learning how to set boundaries has been a game changer for me. And I know it can be a game changer for you. It's going to help you to put these boundaries in place and to set up a business that really serves and support all that's important to you. I have a client that I work with that she's amazing. And I love the way she sets up her time. She does something similar to this, and I'm probably not going to get it exactly right. Her name is Jennifer. And what she does is, so she starts her day in the morning. She has her protected time. She typically wakes up at 7 a.m., but she doesn't actually get into her office until 11 a.m. From 7 a.m. till 11 a.m., she works out, she does her journaling, she reads for the day, she sets her intentions, she takes a walk, she spends time with her dog, she spends time with her husband. She does all of this stuff before 11 a.m. At 11 a.m., she works from home, she switches into work mode, and she works from 11 until 3. Only 2 days a week does she actually interface with clients. The rest of the time, she's doing other things inside of her business. At 3 o'clock, she gets her 2 children off the bus, and she spends time with them making cookies and doing homework and preparing dinner. And then she goes back into her office from 8:30, I think, until 9:30 for just another 90 minutes, where she creates her plan and her strategy for the next day. And that works so well for her. Her team is filled with other moms that have small children that are just going to school, and they have similar schedules. So her culture inside of her company is designed to support what works for her. And she's attracted team members who want that kind of balance and schedule as well. They want to be able to work during the day while their kids are at school, but then to be fully present for their families. There is no right or wrong way to operate your business. There is no one size fits all to create a business that'll get you to 7 figures. You literally get to design your boundaries and how you're going to leverage those boundaries to bring boundless growth into your business, which I think is important. It's important for you to keep in mind that entrepreneurs who set boundaries report 20% less stress and 30% higher productivity. And teams that are led by boundary setting leaders are 25% more engaged and effective. So setting boundaries is going to be a game changer for your first or next 7-figure year. This week, I want you to set one boundary that protects your time, energy, and focus, and I want you to stick to it. Think about this mantra until I see you for this week's Move to Millions Minute. My boundaries create space for boundless growth. And if you are ready to learn how to set boundaries that honor your goals and your growth and position you to be the 7-figure CEO that you have been praying for and that God predetermined since before you were in your mother's womb, then I invite you to go learn more and get your ticket for Move to Millions Live. I promise you, this event is a defining moment and a game changer for you. The room is filled with 7-figure CEOs and 7-figure CEOs in the making, just like you, on their ascent to something bigger, ready to shake the planet and to do work that inspires the income, the impact, and the legacy that their life is meant to leave. I cannot wait for you to join us at Move to Millions Live. It's going to be a defining moment. It's going to be the change that you didn't even know you needed. Go to movetomillionsevent.com to learn more and secure your seat today. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you for joining me for the Move to Millions podcast. The way I see it, you deserve a business that generates millions. We'd love to have you join us in May at Move to Millions Live to help you prepare, plan, and position your company for the $1 million mark. Visit Move to Millions event now to grab your seat. If you enjoyed our time together, do yourself a favor, head on over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Until next time, remember, millions are your birthright, and to access them, you need only move. See you next time. Take care.